WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
I can't believe I'm putting my voice to this.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Thank you for your irrelevant opinion.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Ferran Derry.
The first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say. I'm a broadcast journalist. I have a right to my opinion.
Oh, son of a...
I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary.
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Ferran Derry here with you alongside Lucas the intern, fresh from his football match.
C. Yes.
All punked out, apparently.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was playing goalie. I thought I was playing goalie today, so whenever I play goalie, instead of wearing my jersey, I just wear like a wrestling shirt. Last week, I actually wore my Macho Man Randy Savage compression tee, so...
Oh, very like the Under Armour deal, right?
Yeah. I also have a Stone Cold one at home, but I didn't feel like wearing it. I've dubbed our team, because our team colors are red and black, I've dubbed our team the Yes Movement.
The Yes Movement.
So I need to wear my Daniel Bryan Yes shirt every time I play goalie now. I have to do it. It's the dedication of a wrestling fan. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Especially in this time of year. It's the after WrestleMania lull. It just kind of, I don't know, it just feels... Well,
I thought that usually happens around, like, Night of Champions.
What, in September? Like after SummerSlam?
Or, like, September, October. I mean, you get a little bit of it with Extreme Rules, but, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's to use the football equivalent, American football equivalent. It's kind of like a show 2 weeks after the Super Bowl talking about football.
That is very true.
That's kind of what I feel like right now. But that being said, there's still quite a bit to talk about.
Yeah.
And we can certainly welcome your calls into the mix as well, 215-949-3232, or toll free at 888-922-2149. We'll go ahead and we'll get to some of your calls coming up. But, one of the big stories that came out of this week, SmackDown moving to the USA Network.
Really? It said in 2016, though. But still. Sorry.
Where's Michael Cole when I need him? Oh, that's a buzzkill.
Boom, 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 boom.
Well, to tell you a little bit more about it, yes, USA Network expanding its commitment to the live-action entertainment company WWE. You can tell this is from a press release. Bringing SmackDown to the network in the first quarter of 2016. Now the exclusive cable home to WWE marquee properties. What is this, Monopoly? What, are they going to get Boardwalk and Park Place next?
I call the Silver Shoe. No, wait, the Cowboy. I call the Silver Cowboy.
The Silver Cowboy?
Yeah, it's like the guy riding the horse. It's similar to what the knight would look like in chess, but it's a cowboy.
Man, I have not played Monopoly in quite a while, apparently.
Neither have I.
For good reason. I job more than Iron Mike Sharp at Monopoly.
You know what the funny thing is? You always end up at some point in Monopoly just going, how did it come to this? You just look down at your board and realize you have to take out a second mortgage on your property. And just
Can you
flip
even
the board.
do that?
Apparently, I don't know.
I guess some, I don't know, some games allow it better than others. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, USA airs the powerhouse Monday Night Raw live 52 weeks a year in the reality competition series WWE Tough Enough, which returns this summer with a reimagined format with live elements. Interesting.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So it's going to be like NXT when it was first starting out. It was like a show on Sci-Fi.
I guess. I don't know. Tough Enough premieres Tuesday, June 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then sometime in the first quarter of 2016, SmackDown makes the move from Sci-Fi to USA.
See, okay, and don't make any jokes when I ask this, because I really do want to see what they do for this, because I've never seen a Diva search before. I obviously could probably guess how they did it back in like 2005, 2006, but
I would not recommend 2004's Diva search. I will tell you that much. it was bad enough to win the WrestleCrap Gooker Award for,
I'd like to see how they handle it because I'm excited because, and not for obvious reasons. I actually do want, I am a part of, I do want to see the Divas division get built up a little bit better. And I want all divisions of wrestling to be good. I want the tag team division to get built up a little bit more, the women's division. The singles division is obviously good, but we need to have more contenders for the Intercontinental and United States Championships. We can't just, we're always putting a lot of these superstars on superstars and main event. When's the last time, besides WrestleMania, when's the last time that Zack Ryder has been on Monday Night Raw? Or Adam Rose, or Heath Slater, or Bo Dallas, or any of them.
Well, Bo Dallas was injured, but the other three certainly
He was
have
at the
a point.
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, though.
He just came back from injury.
True. When are we going to see, that's the problem. They all have, they are all exceptionally good wrestlers. It's just the fact that Vince has to go, they're too small. I thought I liked the gimmick, but it wasn't working, so we're going to put you on Superstars. That's basically the pool, or who's going to get future endeavored this month, or is it this month or next month?
I'm sure it'll be coming up probably within the next few weeks. Will be the infamous post-WrestleMania Future Endeavor Friday.
Yeah.
Which we seem to always have the scoop on, having this Saturday afternoon show.
Who were the victims last year? Let's see, JTG, who we didn't even know was still wrestling because WWE. Because WWE, that's why. Let's see who else. Yoshitatsu, I think.
He then went to the Indies and got his neck broken by AJ Styles.
Yeah, and where the heck is? Because David Otunga hasn't been released yet that we know of. Where the heck has he been?
Doing legal stuff, I guess, which I think lately he's probably helping, what's his name, Jerry McDevitt, the head attorney for WWE.
Wait, is he really a legal attorney?
Well, yeah, he graduated from Harvard, I believe, with a law degree, I think.
Because that can always just be a gimmick. I mean,
I don't know. For some reason, when it comes to Harvard graduates, they actually seem to utilize that in its actual capacity. They did that with Chris Nowinski before he had the concussions and whatnot.
He only had one concussion and then he just stopped wrestling. Was that?
Well, I think he might have had multiple concussions because he also played football, I believe, for a little while. Yeah, he graduated Harvard Law School. That's what I was looking up, was David Otunga.
Oh. Well, why don't we go over a little bit of the Raw, at least? It was all right.
Well, the legal stuff was actually leading to something. The next story that I was, there's a flow to this here. 3 wrestlers suing WWE over head trauma.
Really?
Which is, that's why I was thinking maybe he'd be helping out. Former wrestlers Ryan Sakota, Russ McCullough, and Matthew Weiss, or Wheezy, or Wisey, I don't know how exactly you pronounce that, are suing WWE over head trauma issues, according to TMZ, your beacon of news. The lawsuit...
They seem to get all the WWE stories that are, for some reason.
Yeah, I think there might be some behind-the-scenes handshake deals, or...
They're not even on the U.S. with the NBC, though. They're on, what are they on? What channel are they? They're usually on,
TMZ? Well, it's syndicated, but, I mean, their base operation is this marvelous thing called the Internet.
Okay, you got me there, Ferran. Are you happy now?
I'm never happy.
Oh, well, good for you.
Anyway, the lawsuit claims that WWE, quote, has for decades subjected its wrestlers to extreme physical brutality.
Yes.
No bleep. Really?
No bleep, Sherlock. What was your first clue? No dump, Sherlock. What was your first clue?
I see what you did there. The lawsuit even asks for an injunction prohibiting WWE from subjecting wrestlers to these conditions. How exactly would you do that? So you want to take the physicality out of wrestling?
So I'm pretty sure they've gotten rid of a lot of the head-induced trauma. There's no more chair shots to the head.
Yeah, they eliminated that in 2010.
Seriously.
But I don't know how
And they've
exactly
done-
they're looking
It's
to
like,
do
look,
this.
People can get a concussion at any time. Football, helmet to helmet, like you want to try and prevent that, but there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, but I mean,
People get
if you're
concussions.
taking the body slam out of wrestling, I mean,
Yeah.
you're basically trying to make professional like the amateurs, where it's all single leg takedowns.
People get
and
concussions in amateur wrestling too. I've been on the wrestling team with kids that have had concussions. I go to school with kids that have had concussions from playing soccer or it's not. It can be avoided, but it's not always avoidable.
that explains a lot in your case.
I've never had a concussion that I know of. That
All right,
actually,
we'll have to go through some WBCB medical testing after the show here. Moving on, another quote here. The WWE coerces its wrestlers to work while they are injured by, among other methods, threatening to strip them of their position within the organization if they refuse. That's,
and Z-Packs.
How did I? Of course, you're decked out in punk gear. Of course,
I'm
there was
sorry.
going to be a punk reference made.
You can tell me right now. Is that, and you can even say on Facebook, are the Z-Pack jokes, are they getting old now, do you think, or do you think they've outlived
I think. I mean, we're what, 6 months past the Thanksgiving podcast, almost.
All right, just people can speak up whenever they want to about it. If you think it's too old, feel free to join in on the conversation on our Facebook fan page.
Yeah, we'll be getting to that shortly. There's oddly enough, something I could go for right now. An interesting brew discussion that I saw on there, which we'll get into that a little bit later.
Is it has something to do with stuff down in Mexico? That sort of.
You could say that. We'll get into that in a little bit. The lawsuit also adds that wrestlers are, quote, universally encouraged to wrestle through the pain. Well, yeah, when you're on the road 300 plus days a year, you kind of, I don't know. I think it's a little bit silly. Now, WWE, they did respond to the lawsuit, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But I'm sure the three names mentioned in the suit, Ryan Sakota, Russ McCullough, and Matthew Weiss, we're going to go with. They're a veritable who's that of wrestlers.
Yes.
Let me give you a little info on the three of them. First of all, Ryan Sakota, he signed a developmental deal with WWE back in 2003 and teamed up with Akio on the SmackDown roster. Yeah, they were trying to go with those two and Tajiri for kind of like a Yakuza gimmick in late 03, 2004,
I'm
early
thinking
2004.
of something different. I'm thinking of like the three Japanese guys that they dressed in all blue and white.
Kai and Tai. That's what you're thinking of with Funaki and Taka Michinoku and yeah. No, that was a little earlier in that was in the Attitude Era.
Well, that was also in 2000.
Well, Funaki hung around for quite a few years. He was the JTG of the mid 2000s.
He was actually, I remember in 2009, his last
SmackDown
gimmick,
#1 announcer.
Yeah. His gimmick in 2009 was the last one because R-Truth gave it to him, Kung Fu Naki, where he would come out to a ripoff of Kung Fu Fighting, and
Carl Douglas, #1 hit back in '74.
And it was when everybody was Kung Fu Naki, and he comes out in like a full.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he comes out in a full karate gear.
That's not racist at all.
He even had the Karate Kid Japanese flag headband.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah, I know. It was.
Wax off. We're just going to wax right off of that.
Yep.
Anyway, he was released in August of 2004. Big Russ McCullough. Definite. Who's that? Was in WWE's developmental Ohio Valley Wrestling back in 1999 through 2001. He even worked a couple of house shows for the WW then F in October of 2001, including a tag team win alongside Randy Orton, defeating Just Incredible and Tommy Dreamer.
You notice a lot of these wrestlers, though. Do you think, they're waiting this long to sue WWE? And it's also, don't you think, and I'm not saying, because look, a lot of head injuries can happen, and there are situations where they do legitimately have a reason to sue. Mm-hmm. You look at a lot of these wrestlers that have been suing, even like Tyler Rex. They were the ones that sued before, right? A lot of these wrestlers, they just
there were. Billy Jack Haynes. That was from a little while back.
They had a cup of coffee.
Big Vito.
Yeah, and
that was from earlier this year.
I don't want to upset anybody when I say this. It's just something I've observed. A lot of these wrestlers that are suing right now have had like a cup of coffee run. They didn't quite make it, and they waited too long to sue, and now it's almost like they're a little bit bitter.
Kind of like the old Randy Savage vignettes leading up to Mania 3. Cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah.
Yep.
Something like that. Anyway, Matthew Weiss initially trained at the WCW Power Plant back in the mid-'90s. It was WCW's equivalent of the Monster Factory, I guess. He was on WCW television. Yeah, he was on WCW television as a jobber wrestler named Horseshoe. Horshu. Yes, he even had his hair cut in like the shape of a horseshoe.
They spelled horseshoe wrong.
Well, they spelled it intentionally, and they also tried to have him work the word shoe into his various promos.
I'm going to shoot on the company now.
Well, I think it was more like there's no business like shoe business. Like that was one of his catchphrases, yeah. You can see how this didn't go over well.
Yeah.
He bounced around in Ultimate Pro Wrestling and AWA Superstars of Wrestling before getting a WWE developmental contract in 2003. He was called up to the WWE main roster in April of 2004 as then SmackDown General Manager Kurt Angle's assistant, Luther Reigns, no relation to Roman.
Yeah.
Reigns requested his release from WWE in May of 2005 due to creative differences. So there are the three individuals looking to sue WWE as of late. Now, on the other side of a timeout, we'll get WWE's response to the lawsuit. We've also got a story, speaking of WWE conflicting with people, the fact that they might have given Kurt Angle the brush off. Ooh. Speaking of Angle, we'll talk about that.
Also on the other side of the break, a very notable wrestler in WCW is, threatening Hulk Hogan a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, from WCW fame, also WWE. Also a WWE announcer undergoing surgery. And by God, good old JR, his next live show, not too far from the Philadelphia area. We'll get to that. We'll get to your phone calls. I know we've got Ed who's been hanging on. We'll get to him right on the other side. Also, the Brew discussion that's been going on the Facebook fan page. Plus Today in Wrestling History, birthdays, a whole bunch more. Plus Extreme Rules, only 2 weeks away. Still got that to get into.
We could also definitely go through the Raw and SmackDown, or at least the Raw results if we wanted to.
You're chomping at the bit for it. We'll discuss over.
I want to read some stories.
I want to read things.
I have needs too. Just go to break.
That's a smart idea. We'll take care of that. We'll come back with more of As the Lucas Turns here on Pro Wrestling Weekly, here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Ferran Derry.
Right back into it. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Ferran Derry here with you alongside Lucas the intern, fresh off of his soccer victory.
Yep.
That's all you got for me. So we'll go to the phones instead. Let's go to Ed from Northeast Philly who's been hanging on. Ed, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Good afternoon. ROH is coming to Philly May 12th and 13th in South Philly.
Yes, the big Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling simulcast. Well, it's so popular they've added a second show on now on the Tuesday night, May 12th, as well as the sold-out show Wednesday, May 13th. And a litany of stars whose names I can't pronounce are going to be on the card.
Wow. And Thunder Liger.
Jushin Thunder Liger, one of the few names that I can pronounce, is going to be a part of it. I'm just being honest. I'm going on a shoot here. I mean, I could feebly attempt to, and I'm sure I'll stumble over some of the names, and some people will be, hey, what do you mean you can't pronounce it? It's Shinsuke Nakamura. That's real easy. Some of those marks.
I'm surprised they didn't put it over the weekend.
Actually, that's one of the recent announcements. The weekend leading into it, I think or right after that, the 16th and 17th, they've got two shows going on up in Toronto, I believe. The Global Wars, which will be May 15th and 16th in Toronto. Okay, now that I backed myself into a corner here. All right, so the biggest, I guess one of the bigger names in New Japan Pro Wrestling was announced is going to be there, Shinsuke Nakamura. Also, they've previously announced, as you said, Jushin Thunder Liger. Hiroshi Tanahashi is going to be a part of it. Gato is going to be a part of it. Kushida, Tetsuya Naito. Who else? Katsuchika Okada, and I believe that's Tanaki Watanabe as well. So there we go. I'm sure I'm going to get all kinds of corrections, and
Probably on Monday.
Possibly. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Depends on whether or not I show up.
Megan Force is coming to Lebanon Expo Center next week in Lebanon. Ron Starr, the Patriot, King Missy Sampson, and Sal Sincere.
Oh, very nice. Okay, over in Lebanon.
I don't have the time on it.
That's all right. I mean, it's next week. I'm sure we'll be able to pull something up there. That one I'm not as familiar with.
WWE's coming. The tickets go on sale May 16th for July 10th show here.
July 10th at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, I believe. Yeah, it's a WWE live event. Yeah, for those who didn't get any at the, I believe the pre-sale was at the Rumble. Yeah, for they had a pre-sale that night. But if you didn't get your tickets then, May 16th, about a month from now, that's when tickets will go on sale.
We have the live autographs coming the second week in May at the Convention Center.
Oh, okay. That I haven't heard anything about. So, yeah, whatever info you have on that as that comes up, I'll have to do a little research as well.
I'll more information next week on that.
All righty. Sounds like a plan.
About Six Flags next week. I'll have more of that.
Oh, yeah, that's coming around too, isn't it? All righty. Thanks so much for the call. I appreciate it as always, Ed. Look at the local scene. Actually, speaking of autograph signings, George's Cards and Collectibles.
Ooh.
That's right. They're heating up along with the weather. Oh, love how it's not freezing outside. But starting this afternoon, the appearance of WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He's going to be at the Neshaminy Mall location starting in about an hour and a half from now, from 2 until 4 p.m. Also, Phillies fans, check out the Neshaminy Mall next Saturday, April 18th, for appearances from 1993 NL champion second baseman Mickey Morandini. I know, I feel like I have to say it in a very crappy Harry Kalas voice.
Phillies player.
I loved that whole Macho Row team from '93. Just that was what made me fall in love with baseball. And we've got a lot of baseball later today here on WBCB, but I'll get into that maybe a little bit later. Anyway, also the 2008 World Series champion team members Greg Dobbs, Pedro Feliz, and bench coach Jimmy Williams. They're all going to be at the Neshaminy Mall next week. Plus, just announced a week or so ago, on Friday, May 15th, from 6 to 8 p.m., WWE legend Hillbilly Jim will be at George's in the Neshaminy Mall.
Best natural lats in the business.
Yeah, that dude is just country strong. Always has been. Probably still is now, even though he's got to be, in his 60s?
Yeah.
And also on Saturday, June 13th, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time, the Honky Tonk Man, will be at George's as well. Check out George's 3 locations for all your sports and wrestling memorabilia needs. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Fairless Hills, as well as on the lower level of the Oxford Valley Mall next to the Sears Court, and in the Neshaminy Mall in the AMC Theater Wing. For more info on the upcoming Jim Duggan, Phillies, Hillbilly Jim, and Honky Tonk Man signings, give George's a call at 215-943-2475 or go to georgescollectibles.com.
It's going to be, while we're on the subject of local events happening, we have the Monster Factory show tonight at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6 p.m. Action starts at 7. We got, the new Supersonic champion of the Monster Factory, Eddie Bandito Jr., defends his Supersonic championship against ROH star Will Ferreira.
Okay.
Let's see.
Do you have the whole card in front of you there?
Yes, I do.
Okay, then go right ahead.
We have the Bloodbound Warriors who coming fresh off their loss of the tag team champions against, in a great match last time against Nick Camarado and Billy Damiano. They take on
2/3 of Shooters Inc.
They take on Mark.
Oh, that's their faction name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait, you think I was just making this stuff up on the fly? No, that's the that triad of Camarado, Billy Damiano, and Matt Riddle.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
They're known as Shooters Inc.
Oh, when did that take place?
A A couple weeks ago.
Ah.
It was announced on the Monster Factory Facebook page.
Nice. So the Bloodbound Warriors take on Mark Bravura and Christian Tarr. Party Rock Mark Cruz, who made his return last time, and he got screwed out of the match got screwed out of a match by his former tag team partner, Shuffling.
Shaheem Ali, yeah. Well, formerly Shuffling.
Yeah.
He is Shuffling no more. That
Goes
is for
one-on-one with a new Monster Factory wrestler known as Funky White Boy.
Please tell me they're not going to have a dance-off. No, that's a WWE thing. The Factory's better than that.
I don't know. It's up to the fans if they start chanting. Anyway,
Moving on, yes. Oh, your boy.
Ring of Honor star Rhett Titus. You know what? I'm all right with Rhett now. I actually got,
Okay. You
got
made
to
him
talk to him a little bit during the.
during one of the intermissions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
And
guy.
he didn't give you a wedgie or anything?
No, thank
Okay.
God. Ring of Honor star Rhett Titus goes up against former UFC fighter Matthew Riddle.
That should be fun.
Yeah, it should be a very good match. The debut of Fusion Wrestling heavyweight champion Diamond Victor Griff, and the return of third-generation superstar, he's a relative of the Usos, Roman Reigns and The Rock, Lance Anoa'i.
Very good pronunciation on all those vowels, by the way.
Plus, in the main event, Clutch Adams defends his Monster Factory heavyweight championship against Nick Camarado.
Oof. He is a hoss.
He is a hoss.
So yeah, all this action that's going on tonight at the Monster Factory, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Also, you can check out the Monster Factory at monsterfactory.org, as well as the Monster Factory on Facebook.
Ooh.
And
We're gonna be there. It's gonna be fun. A very fun night.
Should be good times.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to some news and notes.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that, so I don't know. I got nothing. Oh, well, I jokingly mentioned your boy, Rhett Titus, but your girl, she finally sent out a tweet after her retirement.
She's not my girl anymore. She's Punk's girl.
She's Punk's girl.
Mm-hmm.
But Punk's your boy. Or is he not your boy anymore?
It's my best friend. No, not really.
Oh.
No.
It's the only way you're singing that song.
Yep.
AJ Lee tweeting following her. She issued her first public comment since the announcement of her retirement that was issued back on April 3rd. She tweeted, "Break the rules, be a fighter. Any dream is possible if you are brave enough to do it your way. Thank you all." Just
nice.
Soaking that in. Yeah. Just kind of going with it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very abrupt.
You're still in shock. That's what it is.
I'm not in shock. I mean, stuff like this happens, but it's just like
You still mourning?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she. Does this mean she's not coming back? I mean, there's still no explanation on why, and that all comes in due time and stuff like that. Just just a very shocking. I'm gonna go answer the phone.
Oh, see. Oh, that was the business line. That was not. You're talking to yourself there. Common experience for you, I would imagine.
Yeah.
You're good. You can put the phone down now. You can come back to chatting with us here on the.
My bad.
Or are you just doing that out of spite because I had the music going? We'll go with that. Oh goodness! All right, I'm done having fun with that.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. Oh, for now.
For now. All right. So so we mentioned on the heading into the last break, a former WCW wrestler allegedly threatening to kill the Hulkster.
That's not good, brother.
Yeah. And his 24-inch pythons. Police are investigating a claim made by Hulk Hogan's wife, Jennifer, that Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner, threatened to kill her husband. Steiner being investigated for felony terrorist threats following an incident that took place during WrestleMania weekend. TMZ reporting that Steiner allegedly approached Hogan's wife at the San Jose airport baggage claim and told her that he intended to kill Hogan once he arrived.
So because that's what you do, is you go up, because that's definitely what you do. I mean,
Yeah.
I know Steiner. I know Steiner is, he's not one of the brightest people in the world, but I know it's that.
He's very good at math, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I don't think he'd be dumb enough to do something like that and just go up to the Hulkster's wife and be like, yeah, I'm going to kill your husband. So can I buy you a macchiato or something like that? Is there anything? No, I don't think that's something he would do.
Macchiato. I'm sorry, I don't know why that particularly struck me as funny, but it was good.
Yeah, because I don't think even Steiner's dumb enough to do that.
Yeah. But is he smart enough to spell macchiato?
Okay, that's just taking it too far, I feel like.
Probably. Anyway, Hogan arrived the following morning and joined Jennifer in filing a police report. Steiner told TMZ that he didn't threaten to kill Hogan, though he admits confronting Hogan's wife at the airport on March 26. He said, quote, I told her let me try that again without stumbling over my damn words.
See, I'm not the only one slipping up today for Ron.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
No, you're not.
Maybe I should follow in AJ's footsteps and retire.
No, stop it.
Anyway, Steiner said, quote, I told her Hulk introducing Macho Man into the Hall of Fame is BS. Of course, that is corrected for radio editing.
Yeah.
He hated him. Everyone knew that. Yeah, they had a very tumultuous on-again, off-again friendship.
That's really just shooting for the stars there, isn't it?
Pretty much. Also, WWE announcer undergoing surgery. Ring announcer Lillian Garcia announcing via Twitter that she would be undergoing surgery yesterday to repair a torn meniscus in her right knee.
Wow.
Ouch. So she's going to be out for a while, so that means we're going to be seeing a lot more of Mrs. Don't Call Me Cody Rhodes.
Ah.
Yeah, she'll be doing
I really don't have a problem with her at all. It's just...
Oh, no, of course not. I don't know. All right, let me. This has been jumping out at me on Facebook. Sean sharing this a while ago, courtesy of the El Rey Network. Apparently, there is a Lucha Libre lager.
Ooh. Arriba.
It says the only beer infused with the power of Mil Muertes. It's a fun logo.
Wait,
and
Muertes means death in Spanish.
The power of 1,000 deaths.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because Mil is 1,000 in Spanish, like Mil Mascaras, the man of 1,000 masks. So the beer, only beer infused with the power of Mil Muertes. So there we go. We had a little Spanish lesson here today.
Sí.
We're like Sesame Street with suplexes.
Yeah, we're Suplex Street.
Well, there is a Suplex City after all.
Exactly.
I don't know. That'll probably end up being a drop later. Maybe for next week's. Oh yeah, that's right. Next week, by the way, we're taking this show on the road. Woo-hoo. That's right. We're going to be at Happy Days are here again as we make our way over to Council Rock South High School over in Newtown, PA for Senator Tommy Tomlinson's Children's Expo. Always a fun time out there. You got the chance to experience it last year. So come on out and join us. Who knows what kind of hilarity and insanity it'll be. I believe you'll be there the full time. I don't know what your soccer schedule is next week.
No, I'm checking it now.
You're checking that now. Okay, so we may see Lucas in attendance. Otherwise, it might just be yours truly and the philosopher Chris Ermer.
I might not be able to make it considering I have a 10:30 game again, but you know.
You just may be rushing over in your kit from the games or whatever.
My kit?
Soccer terminology. Yeah. I went European on you for some strange reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, looking at this Lucha Libre lager, there actually is, if you can't get, I guess, to Mexico to experience Lucha Libre lager, here in the, you might have to do a little bit of searching to find it here since it's a seasonal beer, but there's a brewery up, I want to say in the Allentown-ish area that does ship down here a little bit, but they have a spring beer that is, wow, I had the name of it and I'm drawing a blank. Oh yeah, Hop Suplex Ale is what it's called. And the imagery on the casing is a picture of the Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man Randy Savage, but in all hop form.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that. Hop suplex ale.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was intriguing, and it just, I don't know, it jumped out at me. And seeing the Lucha Libre Lager, that just, I don't know, that just jumped out at me.
Yeah.
I don't know, things that I find funny. All right, so let's take care of our second time out. We've got to talk about Kurt Angle getting brushed off by WWE, also JR's next live show, and how close that's going to be to Philly. Plus, we've got Today in Wrestling History. We've got your favorite segment.
Birthdays.
And based off of Today in Wrestling History, I think we might have time to squeeze in a bit of audio related to something that occurred on this date 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you think you know what it is?
I think I know what it is.
You think you know it?
Well, you don't know?
You better call somebody.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, April 11. On this date in 1994, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from Utica, New York. In the main event, the Quebecers pinned Men on a Mission in a tag team match. On this date in 1999, WCW held its Spring Stampede pay-per-view. In the main event, Diamond Dallas Page defeated Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, and Sting in a Four Corners match to win the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2011, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Bridgeport, Connecticut. In the main event, John Cena and R-Truth fought to a double disqualification due to interference from The Miz and Alex Riley. During this program, Edge announced his retirement from professional wrestling. This has been Today in Wrestling History, April 11. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Ferran Derry here with you alongside Lucas the intern.
How's it going?
It's going. It definitely is going. Or something.
Yeah.
So, yes, based on what I'd mentioned earlier in the show, I guess we can get into that in just a moment. First, let's tell you these last couple little stories we've been teasing throughout the hour. You want to talk about Kurt Angle and how he felt a little put off?
Yes, I do, Ferran. Current TNA World Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle told Sports Illustrated that WWE passed on signing him when he was a free agent last year.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Angle said Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H, is in charge. I found that out when I contacted Vince. I've always had a good relationship with Paul, so I didn't consider that a problem. But he decided that they had enough talent. For Vince McMahon, who I knew, enough was never enough. He always wanted more. I don't know what was going on over there, but they even canceled our meeting. I never went to see them. They didn't even sit me down and talk to me. It blew my mind. It was as if I was a nobody, that I wasn't Kurt Angle. From a wrestling standpoint, they just weren't interested. But TNA not only stepped up and gave me everything I wanted, the dates, the money, and it's no secret that I went to rehab in the past and they gave me time off. You talk about a company that's loyal to you and you want to be loyal back. So I didn't pursue WWE any further. When it comes down to it, you've got to stick with the people who want to take care of you. And Dixie Carter took care of me.
How about that? So, didn't even want to sit down with the former Olympian. It's true. It's damn true. By God.
Maybe because he went to TNA, you know.
Yeah, there's all that territorial nonsense. Anyway, JR's next live show, it's not too far from Philly. Former WWE announcer Jim Ross's next one-man show will tie in with the Payback pay-per-view in May. Ross scheduled for the Rams Head Live concert venue in Baltimore, Maryland on Saturday, May 16th, the night before WWE Payback in Baltimore. Ross is also looking to tie in with SummerSlam in August in the New York area. He is, quote, close to finalizing the date on SummerSlam weekend.
Wow, that would be pretty cool. Just go see Jim Ross again.
That would be a very long weekend.
Yeah.
Baltimore is not exactly around the corner.
Yeah, that is a good point.
All right, let's see. Do we have... let's see. I don't think we are necessarily going to have time to get into... I was going to play the Edge retirement speech from Raw 4 years ago today, but it's like a 9-minute clip, and we have 8 minutes and 40-some-odd seconds, so that's not exactly going to work.
Yeah.
Because, talking and things like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was kind of I had it. I thought we might be able to use it. But, you know what? We can talk about what's leading into Extreme Rules. We haven't even gotten into that yet. And some other reactions and things over the course of the week, because I know you wanted to get into talking about Monday Night Raw.
True. I mean, we finally decided on Raw who's going to be Seth Rollins' opponent for Extreme Rules.
Oh, yeah. In kind of it was almost like a split squad Monday Night Raw, as half the crew was flying over to England to start the European tour.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to see Randy Orton, Ryback, and Roman Reigns in singles matches, as well as in a 6-man tag match. I'm sorry, not in a 6-man tag, in a triple threat match later. I'm confusing my nights, apparently. A little bit later in the evening. So all three wrestlers doing double duty. I'm apparently having Scott Steiner math at the moment.
Don't we all?
I've got a 33 1/3% chance of finishing this show on a high note.
Don't we all at some point, though, do Scott Steiner math?
And there's an 8 1/3% chance that was fun. No.
Oh, well, then.
Wow. Yeah, I'm So, yeah. How about New Day acknowledging finally the new Day Sucks chance?
Wow.
Looks like they're going to be, I don't know, it probably is going to be leading to some sort of a heel turn, but I don't know. I still feel like there hasn't really been much development other than they clap a lot.
Clap their way to the top.
They clap their way to the top, and I don't know. Their whole gimmick is like a cross between Sister Act and the old sitcom Amen, which I know is way before your time, but it was Sherman Hemsley as the deacon of a church.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I do remember you talking to me about that.
Yeah, probably the last time that I made the New Day comparison.
It was the fact that, and I thought they were going to be a heel team at first, but it's the fact that Vince just wants them there just as filler. It's all, at the end of the day, it's all down to Vince. And he doesn't always know. He doesn't always know what's best for business. But
even though he says he knows what's best for business.
Yeah. No, you're not, Vince. Stop lying to yourself.
Something like that. Anyway, Randy Orton beating Ryback and Roman Reigns to become #1 contender to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So you'll see that 2 weeks from tomorrow. Seth Rollins against Randy Orton, a WrestleMania rematch, but this time it's for the title.
And it's an Extreme Rules match, I would think.
I don't think they actually this is kind of weird. Usually there's some sort of Extreme Rules stipulations or something like that, but so far the 3 matches announced for the card, no stipulations or any chicanery, tomfoolery, hijinks, or otherwise announced for the card.
What are the other 2 matches?
Well, the other 2 are other title matches. You've got Daniel Bryan defending the Intercontinental title against Bad News Barrett, and then John Cena defending the United States title against Rusev.
Wow. So, here's the thing. If they don't add an Extreme Rules match to the card, I'm going to flip. I'm going to lose it.
Into a ladder? Into a chair?
No, I'm going to flip bleep. Because...
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm tired of them...
Are you going to do it with a spatula? Yeah.
First of all, if you don't want to have an Extreme Rules match, then don't call the pay-per-view Extreme Rules. Stop doing gimmick pay-per-views. It takes the excitement out of the matches.
They took out Elimination Chamber, didn't they?
Yeah, but we still have TLC, Hell in a Cell, Money in the Bank.
You don't like Money in the Bank?
I like Money in the Bank. I like the match itself, but the fact that we can't do it.
You have a pay-per-view themed around it.
The fact that we can, what's next? Are we gonna have a steel cage or I I don't know.
That's too similar to Hell in a Cell.
Exactly. When's the last time we've had a steel cage match on a pay-per-view that meant something? Hell in a Cell and steel cage matches used to mean that a rivalry is built up to the point where nothing is going to hold back. And, like, it's a point that no rivalry wants to go to. And the fact that they're doing gimmick pay-per-views, it loses. It's like inflation. It's gimmick inflation.
I'm sorry, I was startled in the middle of that as I just realized that gracing his presence here in the WBCB building is none other than Mike Samsel. Hopefully he can maybe take a minute to jump in here. Oh, no. He's giving a bow. Okay, he's giving a bow from the production room. I don't think he'll have I don't know. Does he have a minute to come into the studio? Oh, okay, he is getting up and he's making his way around here.
Mike Samsel is coming into the studio.
Oh, wow. All right, making his way around, the one, the only, Mike Samsel. Let's get his music.
Hit my music.
Yes, we did. Mike Samsel, how the heck are you?
What's up, man? How are you?
We're kind of in that post-Cuddle Buddy lull, so who better to bring in? Well, yeah, this is the talking in bed afterward, apparently.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. No, I actually taught the wrestling probably the night after WrestleMania. And I've been hanging out with this new chick called Basketball. And it's going really well. Like, we've hung out like 3 or 4 times now, and things are going really well. So I told wrestling, I want to be fair to everyone involved. And in order to be fair to everyone involved and give the realistic shot that this deserves, I got to go away for a little while.
So you're leaving wrestling
till January.
Mm-hmm.
Till January?
Right. Although this hockey chick is cute. I'll be talking to hockey soon.
So
I'm not committing myself to anything. I just told wrestling we need some time apart.
So we can't expect you over Ferran's house to watch any of the fun wrestling pay-per-views, or?
Yeah, Extreme Feces probably not going to be able to make it.
Well, not that. I'm not saying we can't expect.
Yeah, so pretty much. I was gonna say maybe we'll see you in June for Money in the Bank.
Exactly, Money in the Bank. Usually that hockey-basketball relationship lasts about 3 months. I've done this before. It goes till June?
So, yeah. just a rotating black book. This is your Rolodex, your black book Rolodex. For those who still have Rolodexes or even know what the hell they are, I'm
really
dating myself.
Shallow with this at sometimes, Mike.
Oh, absolutely.
At least he doesn't deny it.
This is all about my needs.
Admission is the first step to recovery. Holy smokes. Mike Samsel, thank you for making your way in. He's getting out of the studio now. Oh, my goodness. You never know what the hell's going to happen here on Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we have just enough time for your favorite segment.
Birthdays.
Yeah. All right, 3 of... It's almost a little sardonic. Wow.
Wrestling is...
Yeah, I said exactly. OSW reference. All right, 3 of them for you, including a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer, and somebody who's probably wouldn't even be admitted to the Hall of Fame building if there was one.
Okay, let's see. I think I know one of them. Goldust.
Yes, 1969, Dustin Patrick Runnels, the former 3-time WWE Intercontinental Champion, and in my opinion, future Hall of Famer, previously known as Dustin Rhodes, best known as Goldust. Okay, once is enough.
Well, I usually do it, okay? So you...
Yeah, I know. See, I can I say I'm good at sneaking in. He turns 46 today. On this date in 1943, Harley Leland Race was born. The former 8-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion and 2004 Hall of Famer turns 72 today. And on this date in 1972, Jonathan Reckner was born. The former 3-time ECW Tag Team Champion. Your boy, Mr. Mahoney. Yeah, Balls Mahoney turns 43 today. How about that? All right, that's going to just about do it for us. Stay tuned. Nick Cataldi's up next. He's got a little bit of country music for you, and then we've got Trenton Thunder baseball coming your way at 1:20 here on WBCB.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBCB 11.